just a minute, business area, okay, the warehouse of his father's business area. So now they all four members of her family, that is Anne, okay, Edith, her mother, Otto, her father, and Margaret, her sister, plus four other Jews, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 8 people were there. They were all hiding in that one small space of her father's office and warehouse. Alright. Now, they all were Jews. These were 8 people who were Jews who were hiding in the hiding space, and जो इनके नॉन जूइश फ्रेंड्स थे, ओके, जो भी जू नहीं थे लेकिन दे वर देयर फ्रेंड्स, दे वर हेल्पिंग देम विद द फूड एंड अदर सप्लाईज. स्मगल्ड मतलब है चोरी करके उनको देना. स्मगल का मतलब क्या होता है, हम कहते हैं ना स्मगलिंग किया है. सो व्हाट डज स्मगलिंग मीन्स? स्मगलिंग मीन्स कि you have taken something without legal permission of someone, so that is illegal basically. All right, basically to to rob basically is to smuggle. Supplies here means the food, the clothes, basic needs of life here are called supplies. Warehouse means that storehouse where we put everything. Okay, we can see here also warehouse means storeroom. Supplies have also been listed here, items and necessity. Smuggled is also here, transferred something somewhere illegally. Illegal is a very important word here. Smuggle is basically illegal, it is not legal. Okay, it is not allowed basically. Alright, now we will move on to the next page. Anne Frank was born on 12th June 1929. She began to keep a diary on her 13th birthday, 12 June 1942. 3 weeks later, they went into hiding. Okay, when this small girl started to write her diary, only after 3 weeks, they went into hiding. Anne's family never left their hideout until, unfortunately, the Nazi police discovered them in August 1944. Now see children, they started to hide in 1942 and they were still hiding there in 1944. Alright, Anne Frank on her 13th birthday started to write this diary. She decided that I'll write a diary, and after 3 weeks they went into hiding and they hid till 1944 when unfortunately matlab, it was their bad luck, it was the fortune went wrong, and unfortunately with bad fortune, when Nazi had found them in 1944, they were still hiding there for 2 years by that time. Alright, now they were then moved to the concentration camps where Anne's mother died in 1945. Soon afterwards, Anne, her sister, also died of an infectious disease. Their father was the only family member who had survived. When friends found Anne's diary in hiding place, they gave it to her father, who got it published in 1947. Okay, so now we know that Anne Frank's diary was published also in 1947. If you want to read it, you can go out, you can find it, you can read it. If you're interested, you can go and find out that book and read it also. Now there are two important words here: concentration camps and infectious disease. We all know the meaning of survived. It is given here as well. Okay, it is not given here. Okay, see children, few of the word meanings are missing here. You can please pick up your dictionaries and find it out there. Survived means they continued to live despite of whatever conditions were there. Okay, that is the meaning of survive. To continue living despite of any situations which are there around you. Now, concentration camps here means that Nazis were so cruel. The Nazi ideology was so cruel that these people used to just pick up the Jew people. Nazi people used to pick up the Jew people and they used to put them in jail-like places, which were camps basically, and they were like so heavily crowded because they wanted to kill all of them. The Nazi even had a man called the Angel of Death because that person used to send Jew people into a bonfire, and he used to just put them on fire, burn them. You can also find this on internet. If you are interested, you can go and read about it. So concentration camps were the camps where Jew people were thrown like animals and vegetables to be kept to be killed later on. Alright, that is a very important word here. Please remember that. Now, infectious disease. Infectious means right now we would have been, you would have heard this word a lot. Infect कर देना. Infect मतलब to, to give your infection to somebody else is to be infecting somebody else. So infectious means, that disease was carried on by one person to another, to another, to another. So it was a very infectious disease. Some disease must have been there, because of which Anne, her mother and her sister died. Only her father survived. And later on in 1947, after 3 years when they were caught, Anne's friends found her diary in the hiding place and then they gave it to her father, which he got published later on. Alright children, little more we'll do and rest we'll do later on in the next class. Anne, who missed the company of her friends, had maintained a diary. Ultimately, the closest friend she had during the tragically short life this is something wrong here, this is a misprint. The closest friend she had during her tragically short life was her diary. She addressed it as Kitty. It was only to Kitty that she entrusted her innermost thoughts. Here the author is telling us that whatever lifetime Anne had, because she was, she died under such conditions, only her diary was her best friend and she had named her diary Kitty. Alright? Tragically short life का मतलब हुआ यहाँ पे that her life was tragic. Tragedies happened to her in her life. That is why her life was tragic. Okay, full of tragedies. Tragedy, we all know, means wrong happenings, mishappenings, or bad happenings, whatever you can call it. You want to call it, you can call it. All right. Now, addressed means to tell somebody. Address का मतलब is not just your house address. Address means if I am addressing a audience, that means I am telling something to the audience. Or if you are addressing a concern, that means you are focusing on that concern. You are addressing it. You are taking address of it. You are noticing it. Now, till here we will do it today, children. Later on we will do the next page and the remaining part of this page. Now, she only entrusted her entrust. What do you mean by entrust? She had put all her trust in that diary. To her, her diary was the most trusted thing in this world. That is why she had written everything, whatever she felt, in her diary. She had written her innermost thoughts in that diary. Alright, children? So that's all about it. Please go through all the words and write down on a paper all the words that you do not understand. Try to find out their meaning in the dictionary. Try to learn them. Word meanings are very important. If you will not learn the word meanings, you won't be able to go through the chapter.